It's a well-known fact that taking care of our body holds a significant amount of importance for maintaining our own mental health. An out-of-balance body increases vulnerability to our negative emotional experiences, and therefore we are way more likely to blend with the parts of our personality that exist within our emotion mind. Our ability to remain within our own unique window of emotion regulation is also impacted by our physical well-being. This is why, in my opinion, the DBT Pleased skill is part of the foundation for building a lifestyle that supports behavioral changes. And for me personally, it's a fundamental aspect of living the life I want to live. If we follow the particular guidelines provided in the DBT Please skill to take care of our body physically, it's going to automatically improve our emotional resilience and actually increase the window of opportunity for emotion regulation. DBT gives us the ability to remember these skills by using the term pleased to stand for the following things. Now, knowing what each aspect of the please skill stands for is one thing. Actually implementing it behaviorally in our lives is something else. So to start us off, let's briefly go over each part to provide a basic understanding of what it means to use this skill to guide the choices we make from a healthy adult perspective. It's well proven and pretty much widely understood that being sick lowers our resilience to any negative emotional experience. The healthier we can become, the better we're going to be able to regulate our emotions. So if you're someone who's prescribed a medication, please take it as prescribed. If you don't like the medication you're taking because of the side effects you're experiencing, don't just stop taking it. Talk to the medical professional that prescribed it to you about the concerns that you've got. There can be some significant physical and emotional side effects when abruptly stopping the intake of any medication, so please do so under the guidance of a professional. There's absolutely nothing wrong with speaking up about your concerns around the medication that you're taking. You're allowed to ask questions and voice your opinion about the things that you're being asked to put into your body. Many people who participate in the DBT skills training program actually fear going to see their family doctor or even attending a walk-in clinic of any kind. Obviously, this can be for a wide variety of valid and very different reasons, and it's important to step into this fear so we can work through the associated schema to help us in building and maintaining a healthy lifestyle. When we're trying to create new behavior patterns, there are many different barriers that can get in our way. This includes any ineffective behaviors that we use to soothe the vulnerable parts of our personality. So things like substance use, video games, pornography use, and excessive shopping are just a few of the things that get in the way of living the life we want to live. Writing these things down draws attention to them being barriers to achieving our own personal goals and opens up the possibility to create a list of alternative behaviors or even resources that we can use instead of turning to these old familiar coping mechanisms. When creating new behaviors, it's important to try wherever possible to eat the amounts and different kinds of food that help us with feeling physically good. Learning what it means to eat too much or too little can support our overall mental health, as both eating too much and excessive dieting can increase our vulnerability to the parts of our personality that are activated in defense for overwhelming emotional experiences. Eating a balanced diet that contains the right amount of protein, healthy fats, vegetables, and carbohydrates for your own individual needs is a key component to living the life you want to live. Building your preferred meal times into your structured lifestyle is also an important part of our foundation for change. Listen, for many people and in many cases, this is just a given, but for me, this was probably the most challenging thing to do when it came to living the life I want to live. Mind-altering substances, along with certain foods, can play havoc with our moods and lower our resistance to negative emotional experiences. It's important to do our best to stay away from these substances if we're trying to build mindful awareness and change behavioral responses. If you're someone who's able to do things like drink alcohol, for example, without the negative consequences of addiction, please make sure to do so responsibly. At the same time, if you're somebody who struggles with addictive, compulsive, or obsessive coping mechanisms, this might be the time to try to take this on. Try to get the right amount of sleep that helps you to feel physically good. Not too much and not too little. For most healthy adults, this is usually somewhere between 7 and 9 hours. So keep to a constant sleep schedule, choosing the same time to go to bed and the same time to wake up every single day. This is especially true if you're someone who's having difficulty sleeping in the first place. Switch off those electronic devices an hour before you go to sleep and cut out stimulating substances like sugar and caffeine several hours before your chosen bedtime. An ever-increasing amount of research that's being done lately strongly suggests that lack of sleep is related to a wide variety of mental health and emotional difficulties. Aerobic exercise that's done consistently has been found to activate the body's natural antidepressants. In addition, a regular and healthy exercise schedule can create a sense of accomplishment that builds motivation to do more. So, if it's medically possible, participate in some sort of exercise 5 to 7 days a week. Try to build it up to 20 minutes of exercise each time, and make a list of what type of exercise is helpful for you to participate in. Develop a plan for when you're going to participate in your exercise program and build it into your daily routine. This is another key component to living the life we want to live. As with all dialectical behavior therapy skills, daily practice is absolutely essential for them to become part of our new behavioral process. Everyone knows that old habits are hard to break. This is particularly true if you're someone who identifies as a highly sensitive person. Simply knowing what the skill is doesn't guarantee its activation in our reactions. When emotions overwhelm us, we stray outside of our window of tolerance and we go into what's known as a state of fight or flight. When we're in this emotional state, the logical, rational, and reasonable parts of our personality are no longer active in our system, and we go back into those primal and habitual behaviors that are connected to our feelings. Daily practice of new and effective skills begins to build them into our habitual responses. So if we do happen to find ourselves emotionally overwhelmed, there's a much higher probability of engaging in these new effective behaviors rather than returning to our old ways of doing things. As always, if you like the content of this video, please subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and turn on those notifications for all the latest from me and the Liberation Place. If you want to know more, come join our conversation in the free online meetings that I facilitate on Zoom every single week. I'll leave some links in the description below. I hope this video was helpful as an introduction to the emotion regulation skill known as Pleased. Thanks for watching. See you again soon. Take care, be safe, and be well.